This podcast episode is sponsored by Palumbo and Bertrand, attorneys at law.
Good day, seniors and active adults. Welcome back to our YouTube podcast, Get Your Weekly Slice, where we protect, inform, and educate you, our seniors and active adults, every week about what you should know as you age. It is about keeping you, our seniors, in the know. This is the fourth part of the series, A Senior's Biggest Fear as They Age. And what I'm going to talk about in part 4 is really the real conversation. I've gone over in part 1 and 2 the top 10 biggest fears that seniors have as they age. In part 3, it is mostly concerns or fears that seniors and active adults have locally that have verbalized to me throughout my Smarter Senior Seminar Series events over the past 6 years. And I went into a little bit more detail as to those locally, how I can help, especially with the network that I've established, to make quick decisions, protected decisions when it comes to that senior or active adults situation. Now, part 4 is going to be that real conversation. And again, it's all falls back as what I advocate is to be more proactive as opposed to reactive. And some of the things I think you need to know to have in place as you age. And by doing it and having things addressed in place, you'll be a lot less stressed and your family will be taken care of. So when that time comes, when your health declines or unfortunately you pass, at least they're not scrambling trying to figure out what needs to be done, what needs to take place, because you, being proactive, have already put those things in place. So let me start with getting your legal affairs in order. I recommend an elder law attorney. And basically, the reason I do this is because they can handle a will, a trust, estate planning. They understand probate, and they also are able to put in place directives for you, both for your mental capacity, if it wanes, and or your health directive, if it wanes. And now keep in mind, they also are able or apt to, if push comes to shove, because people are always concerned about running out of money, what the costs are going to be if they're in independent assisted memory care and or critical care. Because if it is critical care, the monthly fees really escalate. And the elder law attorney is there to help protect those assets that you have. So there's always that safeguard to prevent or protect you from running out of money as you age. So just keep that in mind. So my first step is get your legal legal affairs in order. And then, do I have my directives in place? Do not recitate and et cetera like that. That can be addressed with the elder law attorney. Do I have the power of attorney in place if something happens? Again, those are the legal affairs. Do I have my funeral arrangements in place? That's something to consider. In my network, I can refer or recommend a company or group that does funeral arrangements, and you can have that all put in place. So if and when that happens, everything's there, taken care of, your wishes are granted, and it makes it easier on your family in that hard time. The other thing you need to be considered is what happens if you transition from Medicare to Medicaid and you inherit money, or you need to sell your home. And that kind of skews if you're on Medicaid. So understand that. But again, if you come to me, I'm going to identify what your need is, and then I'm going to direct you to the right place. In most cases, the most important thing to have in place is to have that conversation with that elder law attorney. So, do you know that we offer services to help guide you with that move from start to finish? Understand that. As a realtor, I'm always advocating, promoting you to be more proactive than reactive. And as I stated in past podcasts and in the Senior's Biggest Fear Part 3, it would behoove you to start preparing as to where you would like to transition if you're living at home, because we are, and we know that most people want to stay in their home. But again, to do that, we want you to be prepared if your health declines or you're in a point where you're starting to become isolated or depressed and you need a different change of environment. We're here to help you from start to 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 list, to liquidate, to close, and beyond. We're always here to help you, our seniors and active adults. Do you have a financial planner? Uh, Most people don't. You can do estate planning with an attorney, elder law, or I can recommend a financial planner who will help you protect your assets as the elder law attorney will as well. But also there are other vehicles that they can help you make money, ensure tax savings, etc. So keep that in mind. A lot of people, this is a stunner, a lot of people do not realize that if their husband or wife were veterans during a certain periods of time, wartime periods, that they can get help both at home and also if they move into an independent assisted memory care community. Keep in mind, if they move in, it will help. They'll get a monthly fee, both the husband who was in the service or the wife who was in the service and their spouse will get aid in attendance, which will help offset the total cost of that monthly fee that goes to assisted or memory care community or critical care. So keep that in mind. And also, there's a certain threshold when it comes to income, but with the help of the financial planner and the elder law attorney, those items can be addressed because the Veterans Association, as well as Medicaid, have look back periods to ensure that money is not hidden to protect and prevent them from tapping into their funds to pay for their uh, monthly fee to the assisted, independent, and memory care or critical care community. So I want you to keep that in mind. If that's the case, it's always a conversation that I ask people, and then I move them along either to an elder law or the financial planner who's very well versed with Social Security as well as investments and also aid in attendance. And then what you need to understand, what's the difference between guardianship and guardian care management? So guardianship is an appointed by the court system, whereas guardian care management, what they can end up doing is paying your bills. They have that fiduciary responsibility just as a guardianship umbrella has. But the guardian care management is not controlled by the court per se. It's usually in conjunction with an elder law attorney. but also they can be independent, and they can help you with your bills, with your medical, etc., like that. Again, they have a fiduciary responsibility for you to take care of you. So, just a few things that I wanted to address that I think are important for you as a senior and active adult to make sure that you have some of these things addressed in place. So, if anything happens, either a health decline, a mental capacity decline, you will have some of these things in place, and it makes it an easier transition for you and your family to make sure that you're taken care of because you were more proactive than reactive. And always keep in mind the reason why I do what I do as a certified senior housing professional is I want to make sure that you, the senior active adult, are protected, you're informed, and you're educated with the options that I'm providing that are going to provide you the most happiness, less stress as you age. And it depends on what community you choose. But again, those are options that I and Alba provide to you and your family if needed in regards to making that decision of transitioning. And again, one of the biggest fears people have is running out of funds, which I shared in an earlier podcast. That if you had $1 million, which I know that most of us wish we did, and you lived in Central Florida, and you lived in an assisted, independent, or memory care community, that $1 million would last you 28 years. So rest assured that living in Central Florida, depending on what your age is, if you're 80, does that mean you're going to live to 108 before you run out of money? I don't think so. And I don't think you see that as well. But again, you never know. We're all living longer. But keep in mind, if you have that amount of money, the odds of you running out of money are slim to none. So that should set your mind at ease. And also keep in mind that prices increase, and it's very important to have the professionals in place to make sure that you don't run out of money. And also keep in mind, you might think it's a big obstacle, which it is, about liquidating and downsizing, but we're here to support and guide you through that process so it doesn't become overwhelming to you, because it can be, but it doesn't need to be. As long as you have everything else in place, you're being more proactive than a majority of the seniors and active adults out there. And by being more proactive, you are being protected, better informed, and better educated. With that, we hope that we're able to help you, support you, and guide you through this process of transitioning as a senior active adult as you age into a happier place, but a less stressful and more secure place. In closing, I hope you enjoyed today's Get Your Weekly Slice. If you'd like to discuss further today's topic, you can reach me via email at mike@your, Y-O-U-R, Florida, spelled out, Haven, Haven.com, or call me at 407-340-5291 to set up an appointment. I provide a free 1.5-hour in-person meeting to discuss your future plans on aging while providing you a minimum of 3 options to choose from. Don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook and Instagram. While on my website at yourfloridahaven.com, sign up for my monthly newsletter, RSV to any of my in-person events, which are held at the Orange County Library, Smarter Senior Seminar Series events, and to view any and all of my videos and podcasts. We hope these podcasts are helpful, and if they are, please share with your friends, family, and neighbors by letting them know what we offer as certified senior housing professionals, designated real estate agents, to our seniors and active adults as they age. We're a connector. It is about keeping seniors in the know. Till next time, when you come back to get your weekly slice.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Palumbo and Bertrand, attorneys at law.